I'm back. 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 I'm back. Hi. Ooh, that went to the red, didn't it? Hi, everyone. Or no one. Hello, everyone in the void, which is no one. I have been gone for 2 weeks from doing this. I mean, I just start this thing and I already take a 2-week thing off. Well, it's been a busy, crazy week. Not just for my personal life, but the whole country and everything like that, which is something I'll probably give my 2 piece on. 2 cents, whatever. I don't know. It's been nuts. I hope everyone had a happy Mother's Day. If you have a mother, if you have 2 dads, and just have double the fun on Father's Day. Or if you have 2 moms, hopefully you had double the fun on Mom's Day, you know? I call it Mom's Day. Mother's Day is just so cliche and everything like that. But I visited my grandma and had dinner with my mom. Got them jewelry. Well, me and my brothers got them jewelry and everything. So they're the ones who pay, and I just give my share of it. Because I'm not good at shopping people. I love shopping for people, like gifts and everything like that. Every Christmas, I'm not much of a holiday Christmas person, but I do like going out and about. Some people find that the hassle, the challenge. But I love going out there. I think it was 2 Christmases ago. I had a ball, like making a list of what everyone wants and hunting them down. I actually like going to the store. And I think I got a decent thing for everyone, you know. And it was also our first Christmas with my brother's new girlfriend. And I got her just Steam cards and stuff like that, because that's what she wanted. I also helped chipped in to get her a laptop. She's been wanting a laptop. Anyway, but that was 2 Christmases ago. We're talking about now. But anyway, where have I been the last 2 weeks? Jack shit nowhere, really. Seriously. Like, in all honesty, I've been in Hyrule. Like a lot of people are right now. I have been playing Zelda for really non-stop. It's just been kind of a lazy week, you know? But I mean, like, yeah, Zelda, I'm making great progress. I'm at the Goron with Unibo, is that his name? I'm about to do that. I already took down that volcano thing, and now I'm going down into most likely the Fire Temple. Once that, then guess what? That's all 4 sages that I need on my team. And today, I just did the Dragon Tears mission. I got I think it was 12 of them. I kind of wish I would have done I'm not going to spoil anything, so if you're worried about that, but I do think, like, should I finish the Dragon Tears thing, or should I wait until I get the final stage on my team at the Goron Mountain, Death Mountain, whatever. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to do the Dragon's Tear thing. Either way, it's fine. But I think, like, it would have made, like, whatever's going on in the Goron thing, like, who you encounter there, a little bit more interesting. It just shows someone's not on the up and up, you know? So if you haven't played it yet, or you just started, I would say wait to do the Dragon's Tears after you do all 4 of the Ritos, the Gorons, the Zoras, and the Jaderos first. I really love all the stories that they've been doing with it. Like Toland's just trying to prove something to his dad, and Riju's as a leader and everything, protecting your town. Yeah, it's just like, and the Zora thing with Sidon and his wife and everything. I was just like, congratulations! Oh, she just seems so sweet. That was probably my favorite of the 4 right now. I haven't even finished the Goron yet, but I mean, that was so sweet. But then, yeah, I saw, if you've gotten all the Dragon Tears, you know exactly what's up and everything. And I haven't seen... Now, there was a lot of surprises in Twilight Princess that I was just like at 13 years old, I was just like, that was crazy. But nothing ever lived up to the twist that was in Wind Waker, which was, turns out, you know, the real identity of Tetra. Like, when I was a kid, I was watching my brother play. I've said before on this show that he is way better at games than I am, and he's the one who got far, and I was just watching him play. You see, I didn't really care. I just wanted to watch the story for the most part. But it's just, yeah, we got to that part, my mind was just blown. I was just, like, I think I was about 10, actually. But there was a twist in this where I was just like, I was speechless. And, oh my gosh, this game is amazing. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I really can't say, like, Tears of the Kingdom is something I'd play over Breath of the Wild. Like, I'm just saying, like, I always had, like, my 3 favorite Zelda games for the last couple of years, which was Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Breath of the Wild. Now I just have to say, it's kind of like the Owl House, where it's like, I can't say, watching and dreaming, I can't watch it on its own, you know what I mean? If you gotta watch one, you gotta watch another. So I basically go to thanks to them for the future and watching and dreaming. But for this, it's like saying, like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are obviously a combo pack, you know? So I have to say, like, technically 4, but it's like I have to say 3 overall, like, Zelda stories. So yeah, so I'm absolutely amazed. I'm stumped on some puzzles and say, like, yeah, I'll come back. I saw a comic online where it was saying, like, all right, I got the best staffs, the best shields, swords, everything. I'm ready for this. And then you get there and it takes all of it away, and it's one of the test ones where it's like, you got to start from ground up. So it's like, it doesn't matter, like, how much equipment you have. It just takes it all away, saying, like, find what you can and get through it. And I think for a lot of people like that, I've seen, like, yeah, that's a little annoying, but it's the challenge that matters, you know what I mean? So every time I see that, it's like, I will come back to that later. But some of this stuff, like, I go back to, I was like, how did I not figure this out before? That was so easy. But yeah, it's just Zelda. That's all I've been playing. But, you know, kind of being stuck here in the shack, surrounded by the void, it gets kind of depressing, you know, but I tried leaving the void. Well, here's something. I was about to get my first tattoo. I finally decided on which one I wanted to get, because I could never really figure it out. You see, when I was about 16 years old, I was a Kingdom Hearts fan, especially when I was a teenager. It was one of my favorite things ever since I was 10 years old. And I still like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And yeah, I'll probably get Kingdom Hearts 4 when it comes out, but am I excited for it? I can wait. Unless they got the Owl House, Amphibia, Gravity Falls, which they probably won't, then I guess I'm not completely excited, because, I mean, like, what really else can they do? I mean, like, with the more realistic setting, all I can assume is they're going to do more, like, Star Wars or Marvel, which I think a lot of people thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to have, but turns out they showed you every world that you were going to have. I was, like, saying, like, wait, my point is Kingdom Hearts 3 was a disappointment, but I still love Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. You know, I think those are 2 solid games, and I think it should have stopped there. But anyway, back to the tattoo. I wanted to get Oathkeeper on one forearm and Oblivion on the other. And thank God I didn't do that, because I would have regretted those, you know. But hey, if I see someone out there with who did that, I'm going to be like, awesome tattoo. Awesome tattoos, you know. I just feel like, it's kind of one of the things where you wait. But for what I plan on getting is the Flapjack tribute tattoo that all 5 of the characters got. I've been seeing a lot of people do that online, and I was just like, ever since I saw the final episode, I wanted to do that too, and I finally found the right place to do it, and I was ready for it. I put in a deposit to get it, and next day I was just going to be like, all right, I'm ready to go in and get it. I'm going to get where Amity's is. Amity's is on the outer left forearm. So I'm going to be getting Flapjack there. Then my tattoo artist, I haven't met her yet, but she texted me and said, like, hi, this is your artist. I'm not going to say her name. Got sick, so we're going to have to postpone until next week. I was like, that's fine. You know, that's perfectly all right, you know. So that's what I was really, the big thing I was going to do today. But not today, this week. But I didn't really do that. So I just stayed. Here's the thing. My day wasn't ruined, because it's like earlier that day I got 3 different movies come in. 4 different movies come in. I went on a kind of a depressing spree. You know, like how depressed people can, like, in order to feel some happiness, they use that dopamine and just not use the dopamine, they get dopamine by buying something. And I got a free trial for Amazon, and I was just like, I want to get this, this. So that evening I just stayed home and watched Pink Flamingos for the first time, and Under the Silver Lake for the first time since it came out. And I kind of realized this recently. I rewatched Annihilation, and they pointed out Tessa Thompson's character, her name is, what was her name? Josie. one of them revealed that why each of them are here. Josie used to cut herself, and Natalie Portman's character, Nina, I think that's her name, said she wanted to kill herself. And it's like, no, I think she just wanted to feel alive. And I think I kind of realize it's like everybody has their way to like feel something. For me, I've been feeling very, very, well, when you're surrounded by the void, you feel very hollow, stuck in this one place, kind of going insane. So, yeah, and I say like I realize some people do different things to feel some form of joy or feeling happy. For me, well, for some people, there's drinking, drugs, cutting themselves. Well, I kind of not want to get into my depressing 17-year-old time, but it's just, yeah, I used to like hurt myself a lot back then. Maybe not cutting myself, but different things. I don't really want to talk about it, but you see, we do things when we're just feeling nothing. But for me, these days, over the last couple of years, I kind of found my way of hurting myself, but without leaving a mark. And that is watching fucked up shit. I actually have gone to great lengths to like see that, just so I could feel, even if I feel sick to my stomach. And recently, it was on Amazon for like $20. I bought it. Yeah, Pink Flamingos, ladies and gentlemen. John Waters' Pink Flamingos starring Divine. I still can't say it's the most shocking movie I have, but it's shocking on a different level. I went in completely blind. The only thing I knew was like Divine was in it. And something about a pig's head, but that was it. And that wasn't even the most shocking part. That is definitely a movie where I say like it is not for the faint of heart. And for me, it's just like, yeah, there's some of that stuff where I turned away a little bit. My eyes were still on, but my head was slightly turned, like eyes darting back and forth. And I was just like, yeah, this is a little bit too much for me. But the only time I stop watching a movie is if I'm tired. And that's more of a case of where it's not the movie's fault. I even turned off Throne of Blood from Akira Kurosawa. And that was my second time watching it. I just got it on Criterion Blu-ray. And I love that movie. But I was just like, you see, even a great, exciting movie like Throne of Blood, I was just like tired. It was a long day. I turned it off, went to sleep. When I woke up again, I turned it back on and finished it. You see, at least I'll somewhat finish it. I only stop watching a movie is if it is truly, truly just terrible. Trying to think, some of the few movies I walked out of. The Lion King remake. I know for Maleficent 2, like once it was done, I mean like that was a torturous movie, and I was just sitting there like, oh. I even sat through Playing with Fire, so I think if I walk out of your movie, you know, oh, Vampire sucks. There we go. I remember back in 2010, Vampires suck. And I went to the next theater over to watch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which I've already seen twice in theaters. I already showed my support. Yeah. If I walked out of your movie, I could sit through a lot. But anyway, for Pink Flamingos, I finished it to the very end. Because I bought it for $20, I'm gonna watch it, you know what I mean? I'm really trying to think, like, it wasn't a depressing movie. It will depend, some of the subject matter is depressing, but it's done in such a oddly comedic way. Man, it's just a hard movie to describe, and I say, like, if you are squeamish or anything, because there's things in here that will make, like, I'm sure someone has thrown up watching this movie. Especially at the scene at the very end where she eats dog shit freshly out of the dog's ass. But I mean, like, early on where the guy is having sex with that woman and shoving 2 live chickens in between them. Now, if there's one thing I'm really against, it's animal abuse. I thought the pig's head is just, the pig was already dead. You know what I mean? When I heard about the pig's head. And it's like, it's true. I was expecting them to, like, cut the thing's head off or something like that. But you are talking to someone who, I didn't expect this either when I got the Holy Mountain. No, wait, I did see the Holy Mountain on a streaming service. I think it was Tubi? No, it wasn't Tubi. Mubi? And, yeah, they blow up a bunch of frogs and iguanas. Or horned toads. I forget. But either way, they kill a bunch of animals on screen, and that makes me very upset. But I think for the most part, I admire stuff. Not that. That is something where I say I'm gonna have to take a point off. But everything, it shows like you're trying to, like, you're not joking around. You're not joking around. But for Pink Flamingos, I say it's definitely one of the most shocking movies I've ever seen. That chicken scene made me very, very upset. But I finished it to the very end. I said, if you can't get through that, you can't get through anything else in this movie, I swear. But I think, I was looking at my shelf, and it's just, I got a decent amount of, like, shocking, horrifying films. But there are some films, like, near the end, like Midsommar, or, like, when that was in theaters, like, at the end of the movie, I was just like, now that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. I just adored it. I adored it. It was amazing. It just shows, like, yeah, I think if you could sit through something like Pink Flamingos, and not feel a thing, that's when I think you're dead inside. And that's one of my always worry. I think it's hard for me to, like, and I'm always afraid of watching Lilo and Stitch, which is probably, in all honesty, my all-time favorite film. It's one of the films that I connect with so well. It speaks to me. And every time I watched it, I cried and I laughed. You know, I do. It makes me feel everything, and I'm always afraid if I watch that and I feel nothing, then that will hurt me more than anything else. You know what I mean? It'll show like I'm dead inside. But I see stuff like, but that's just from a feeling like compassion or happy level. I mean, like when it comes to like feeling anything, I go for like the fucked up stuff. Like, yeah, as I said, like Pink Flamingo, and I rewatched Under the Silver Lake, which is a really, how are people still not talking about that movie? I watched it when it came out and I loved it, and I watched it again for the first time in like 5 years, and I praise this movie. If you've never seen Under the Silver Lake, it's such a unique experience. And it's one of those movies that even 5 years after I saw it, I still remembered everything about it. But obviously it's such a movie that's detailed and has such little meanings just spread out to an overall bigger picture. I was just, holy crap. I was just like still trying to, after a second time, I'm still going to be putting those pieces together. You know, I know what it's really trying to say, like how scummy Hollywood can be, you know? I mean, like, yeah, just that scene of all the women and mini skirts going to visit, like, well, they're going to an audition. Some gross guy's house in his garage. Clearly, it's not in the best taste. It's, like, degrading and everything like that. Yeah. And it also starts with a squirrel falling from a tree and then just painfully looking up at Andrew Garfield. It's just like, yeah, now that's how you start a movie. That is how you start a movie. Still not as good as the opening to Midsommar, where it's that tapestry kind of thing, and it shows everything that's gonna happen, and this lullaby music playing, like whimsical fairy music, like from Zelda, and then it's just like when it fades out, it opens as like a cabinet, and then just showing like forests covered in snow, and just this woman singing, and then it freaks you out by a telephone ring, and then obviously things get much darker there, and you got 2 minutes to prepare for what you're about to see, because it is devastating. And I was just like, now that is how you start a movie. Ari Aster is so great at starting movies. Like, he's only made 3 films, and I think all 3 are just like, that's a very creative way to begin your movie. But Midsommar, I think, is still his best from an opening level. But anyway, back to Under the Silver Lake. I can't believe that of all the things I remember from this movie, I forget the one thing, in my opinion, the creepiest thing in this entire movie. The owl's kiss. And if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what that is. And just, oh my gosh. The scarier part of it is not even when the owl is in the house with him. Like, she pops out of the cabinet and everything, about to kill him and everything. It's when he goes to that paranoid guy's place who's into conspiracy theories. He's murdered. He's looking at the security cameras that he had hidden in the walls. The screens and everything, like showing like his camera recordings. And sorry if I'm babbling like that. And you just see her like walking, like in that weird like motion towards the bedroom. And it reminds me of the scene from Signs, you know, where he's watching that news report, and then like it's the kid's birthday and the alien just comes out and walks past. To me, this is like 10 times scarier than that. Like, that is just, funny enough, this is the owl lady before eat a clawthorn, you know? So I wonder if, like, I wonder if Dana's ever seen it. I'd like to know that, if Dana Terrace has ever seen this movie. It's like, well, obviously Dana Terrace got her ideas for the owl lady from this old folklore. La Muerta or something like that. She got the idea from that, like an owl person monster. So, but this was like, yeah, if you've never seen Under the Silver Lake, please give it a try. Please check it out. It's about 2 hours and 20 minutes. It didn't even feel that. Like, it's one of those movies where it's like, I was engaged. I've only seen it twice, but I was just like, I'm going to watch it so many times, and I think, like, the more I watch it, the more I'll love it. Right now, I give it a 9 out of 10. I gave it like an 8 out of 10 when I first saw it, but now I give it a 9 out of 10, and I'm sure next time I watch it, it's going to be a 10. It's such a beautifully shot film, too. It's from the same director who did It Follows, and I like It Follows. The only complaint I have about It Follows is that a friend she has that's like reading like philosophies or like predictions or something like that, and I think from my memory she was like predicting some events that are going to happen in the movie, but it's just like it came off as annoying to me. I think I'm the only one who feels that way, but it's just that's a good movie, but I think this one is better. And I don't think he has a movie planned yet. I think hopefully this movie didn't, like, because It Follows was such a success, but for Under the Silver Lake, it didn't do well. I couldn't find it in theaters. I could not find it for the life of me. Where not even A24 knew how to market it. That was the thing. Nobody knew how to market it. And it was released at Cannes and was panned. Either people thought, that was weird, or they hated it. And I just say, even if it's not really your cup of tea, it's like I think it's something that you could still admire and respect. I'm not going to say it's like Pink Flamingos, but it's just like, you got to admit they took risks with this. These people tried. They really, really, really tried. So I've been talking about Under the Silver Lake for a while, but that's going through my head right now. I'm still processing it. Like, even after a second time seeing it, I got it on Blu-ray, and I'm going to watch it so many more times. Like, I thought this movie was incredible. So, yep, that's Under the Silver Lake. Starring Andrew Garfield. He was, now a lot of people just think like he's cute and everything, and I say, yeah, he's a good looking guy, but in this one, now look, his character is weird, he's awkward, and he's clearly like has some mental issues. He's clearly bored and lazy and kind of obsessive, but I gotta say, like, he's cute in the movie. I wouldn't say I would date a guy personality-wise like him, but I mean, like, I do think he's really cute in this movie. And, also, yeah, Ricki Lindholm's in it. I actually got to meet her. I think this was around the time the movie was coming out. Like, I went to a Garfunkel and Oates show, and not only did I get to meet Ricki Lindholm, who, yeah, like, even at the time she went on to do, like, Knives Out and everything like that, I got to meet Kate Micucci, who I've been a fan of since Scrubs. Yeah, and it's funny, I asked Kate Micucci, I was like, so what have you done recently with Steven Universe? And they're like, oh, we just filmed our Christmas episode. And I think that's what she said. And I was like, that sounds awesome. I can't wait to see that. Because I'm not one of those people who loves Steven Universe. I don't hate it like everyone else does. And I know the fandom sucks. But I'm one of the, here's some advice to fandoms. Like, and people who say, like, oh, I hate the fandom. You need to forget about the fandom. You know what I mean? I know you don't, like, if you like a show, you don't want to associate with toxic people like that. You don't have to. I am an Owl House fan, and even I have seen people who are just shitheads. Like, total shitheads. When it comes to fandoms and everything, you just got to separate yourself from it. That's how I came from it. I was talking about, like, but my point is about bad fandoms before I get back to, backtrack, is that, like, you need to separate that. Forget the world. Forget the world. It should just be you and whatever you're experiencing. I mean, like, some people like saying, oh, the fandom sucks, but it's just like, have you actually watched the show? Because the show's not that bad. I was talking about Steven Universe, and Kate Micucci's in it as Sadie. That being said, I still never finished Steven Universe. I plan to. The last thing I remember about Steven Universe was Crystal Gem was like saying, like, are you mama or something like that? And kidnaps like Steven or something like that. That was the last thing I saw from Steven Universe. I still plan on finishing it. I think I got like a season or 2 left. And then I'm going to watch the future movie and then watch that. And then I'll say like, I'm done. But it's like, I don't know if it's a series I'll ever watch again. I want to finish it, but I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. Who knows? I may. But yes. But Under the Silver Lake, back, you see, there we go. Wait, back to it. If you've never seen Under the Silver Lake, rent it for $4. And if you like it, in my opinion, when it comes to physical media, if you like something, get it on Blu-ray or get it on DVD. Get it however you want, if you can. I know there's a lot of things that are kind of out of print right now. I've been trying to find the 1988 Alice in Wonderland film just called Alice. I think it's, what is it? Is it Italian? I think that's what it was. But it's just like, it's probably the oddest. Like, they use like taxidermy characters and old toys in like stop motion fashion. Or like animal skulls. It's really like a creative take on Alice in Wonderland. Much better than the Tim Burton one, I'll tell you that much. Yes, but what else? Also been watching a bunch of Sailor Moon. That was one of the movies I got. I got Sailor Moon Super S, the movie, which is the final movie I need. But I was like, I'm going to wait until I'm halfway through season 4. Just halfway through it. And once I finish that, then I will watch the movie. And then I got the final season, which I heard is so mature that when Deke Animation, or what do you call it? Deke Studios, who did the dubbing in the 90s, wasn't able to do anything with it. They say, like, we can't work with this. We can't sugarcoat this. We can't family friendly it. This season is dark. And I say, like, I'm excited! But anyway, yep. That's all I've been doing. Zelda, Sailor Moon, and some movies. Watched Lincoln starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Sally Fields, Tommy Lee Jones, Walton Goggins. I don't know him. Yeah, I've seen him in a bunch of movies. He's good. What else? Who else is in that? Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Man. And James Spader. I was like, James Spader plays quite the character in this, and I love him. Any whoosy whatsy hutsies. The thing about Lincoln is, it's a 3-hour movie. I've had it for a while. I got it for $4 at Best Buy. And I was just like, well, this is a Spielberg and Daniel Day-Lewis movie I have not seen. So I got it and eventually got around to watching it yesterday. And it was good. It was good. I kind of have a trust issues with biopics. Like, they always just change things. I was told one of the few movies that it's actually extremely accurate to what happened is United 93. Which really breaks your heart, because it's like, that's one of the hardest movies to watch, because those are always the hardest movies to watch where you know it actually happened. I mean, there could be like a fantasy thing where a bunch, like in Lord of the Rings and everything like that, where they're putting kids in the armor and everything, like kids are being taken away with their family because they have to fight the war. That is such, and like a little boy being given a helmet and a sword to go fight and most likely die. It's like, yeah, that's sad on the fantasy level, but when you really think about it, this is stuff that's happened in the real world too. What was the line from Lincoln? It's like, at this point, there's not going to be any 16-year-old boys left, because like they're like, and he was talking about some kid was being hung for like abandoning his squad and everything like that. It's just like, that's devastating. Leave the kids alone. And thank goodness we live in a time where it's like saying like drafting isn't really a thing. It's still not a safe world for anyone, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, yeah, that was just thinking about the Civil War, and it just makes you think about stuff like that. Yeah, like young people fought in that war. You know, there's a movie I still haven't seen that I know it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to build up the guts to watch this. It's on Criterion, called Come and See. And I remember I hate everything put on Letterboxd saying like, gave it 5 stars, 5 out of 5 stars, and says, what a fucking nightmare. And from what I've read of it, it's just like, yeah. Anyway, I was talking about United 93 and just like how horrifying that was. And it's just like, because it actually happened. Apparently the director and writer, I don't know who directed it, but I'm not sure if it was like a director-writer thing or a director and a writer. You know what I mean? He went to like deep detail about like everyone who was on that plane, you know, so he can get everything right. But I watched stuff like Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and I was like, this is bullshit. Especially, I've said this before on this show. The AIDS thing. He didn't get AIDS before Live AIDS. He didn't even find out he had AIDS till 2 years after. If anything, that would have made an interesting, like, the Live Aid part would have been a good, like, before the third act thing, where it's like, oh, we're on top of the world, nothing can stop us, and then, like, cuts to him at a doctor's office, like, you have HIV. You know, and it's just, then it's like a downhill thing from here, like, man, Rami Malek really wanted that Oscar, he could have done something like that. You know what I mean? I still don't think it wouldn't have mattered. But, oh boy. Now I'm sad. They talking about AIDS and kids going to war and everything like that. But it's just, sad stuff going on. You know, there's a situation at Target where they have, like, Pride stuff going on right now. About 2 weeks ago, like, I was at Target. I was looking for the Link Tears of the Kingdom amiibo, which is like, I was told like, we'll get some more in eventually. You know, I was able to get like the Link Twilight Princess one long after like it was released. So, and I was told like, that being said, I really hope we get like Tulin and Riju and Unibo and Sidon amiibos too. That would look great with my Breath of the Wild amiibos. It's kind of like parallels. But, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so I was walking past, going to the games aisle, and I saw to the right of me, in the women's section, there was Pride stuff. I was like, it's not even June, but that being said, like, how many times do you see Christmas decorations, like, being before Halloween, which is really stupid, and I wish they wouldn't do. Let Halloween have its time. And then once the 31st has passed, boom, then you drop the Christmas decorations. I hate seeing that. I like Christmas, but I love Halloween more. Happy holidays, everyone. Drinking coffee. That's probably why I'm so uppity right now. But anyway, there's like a huge controversy going on with that, and it's just like, and recently I went back, here's the thing, that 2 weeks ago when I first saw that, I looked around there and I was like, here's the thing about me. I never really understood, now this is just me, like not being like, Democrat or Republican, however you look at it, conservative, liberal, I don't really like I never had an interest in Pride shirts. But that's it. I don't understand. If someone were to get me that, I probably won't wear that. I mean, people look at me and it's probably like, you know, don't even gotta say anything. You know, I don't gotta say, you know, like, and I don't like talking about it that much. And that's the thing, why would I have that on a shirt? But you see, like, when I got an Owl House shirt, which has habits like, oh, you like the Owl House? It's like, yeah, I like the Owl House. Or it's like when I have, like, my Ramones shirt. It's like, oh, you like the Ramones? It's like, yeah, I like the Ramones. I love the Ramones. Where's that movie? Where's that biopic? The Ramones? Now, we knew those guys had controversy. Speaking of, like, Democrat and Republican, I know I'm getting sidetracked again, but Democrat and Republican, it's like, yeah, apparently, like, Joey Ramone and Johnny Ramone were, like, at each other's throats! Because one was, like, super liberal, and Johnny Ramone was one of the few, like, Republican punk rockers. And I say, like, I got family members who are Republicans. They're not, like, crazy Republicans. But I've also been saying we don't really have crazy Democrats either. We're all just kind of, like, my brothers actually had a good conversation. I listened to it all about like gun issues and everything like that, and both were like very different sides, but they were both very, very polite about it, and I really liked listening to that. And I say, I wish everyone was like you two. You know, all these politicians were like you two instead of just like yelling. You know, they had a fair, and that by the end they were like saying like, so we could agree we have differences. Yep. And they still love each other very much. I love my brothers, and I know they love each other too. But anyway, yeah, where's that movie? I know that's probably wouldn't be the big thing, but it's just, anyway, what was I talking about? Target. I did see a bit of the video where the guy just went in and started destroying it and getting fights with, like, employees and everything like that. You know you're not a hero, right? You know you're not a hero. And I think the big thing is, like, they had, like, shirts for kids, too, of Pride shirts. And it's just, like, I'm an adult and I don't even like wearing Pride shirts. You know what I mean? Yes, I got a Pride flag in my room. I got the big progressive Pride flag on my wall. Even if I lived in, like, the most blue, liberal place out there where I know nothing's gonna happen, would I still put out a Pride flag on the front, like, on a post outside? Probably not. It's not that I'm scared, it's just I don't really, people just need to be naturally like open-minded and stuff like that. But it's just like, my point is, it's just, I didn't really, like, I looked through there a bit and I was like, yeah, there's nothing here I really want to wear. But then I looked at the graphic tees over there and I was like, ooh, Run DMC. Awesome. But you see, like, that's what I prefer to wear more than anything. Like, just, like, band shirts or shirts from TV shows. Like, I love my Spirited Away shirt. That looks great with my blue button up top. It's just, oh, and also my Totoro hoodie. Like, I remember at Hot Topic, they had, like, just a hoodie with, like, the design of Totoro. I got that, and I still got that. It's really soft, and I love it. That goes great with my Spirited Away. But you see, that's my point. That is what I love wearing more than a Pride shirt. You know what I mean? Showing your support and everything like that. But all I can say is, like, if you really support people, go out and vote, I guess. You know what I mean? Go out and vote for the people who are supportive of the LGBT community. A shirt really isn't going to do anything. And I really say that to like Disney. You know, they got like Mickey Mouse pride pins and everything like that. I do not buy that because I know Disney is full of fucking shit. And it's just like, obviously with them supporting that Don't Say Gay bill and everything like that, it's just like, so you're telling me the money for the LGBT pride pin could have been going towards like a homophobic bill. Yeah, that's kind of head buddy, isn't it? It's just like, I can't stand like companies like doing that. You know what I mean? You're even talking to someone like when it comes to like LGBT representation in like movies or TV shows. I don't watch things just because it has that. In fact, I have seen LGBT movies that suck, that are terrible, awful. But it's not because it's gay character in it. It's just a poorly made movie. But then you look at stuff like The Owl House, where there's like, they're not, people call it the show with like gay witches and everything like that. It's not gay witches, but it's witches who happen to be gay, characters who happen to be gay. That is what I want. Like, I remember when Billy Eichner was like saying like, go see my movie Bros and support the LGBT community. It's like, yeah, I do, but it's like, I'm not interested in the movie. See, that looks like a movie about being gay. Can we just get a movie where it's like, that's why I say like The Owl House is that perfect example of just like saying like, it's not about being gay. It's about just being yourself. And I think like, obviously like characters like Amity, like obviously she lives in a world where being gay is like not a big deal. Even her bitch of a mother, Odalia, like, it's like when Amity's like, don't you talk to my girlfriend that way? And she's like, girlfriend? Oh no, dear, that won't do. We'll get you a better girlfriend. And then I was just like, and the entire fandom was just like, hey, she's a total bitch, but at least she ain't homophobic. Because it's, logically, it's like, yes, because she lives in a world where it's just like, there's no prejudice. So, Odalia still sucks, but remember that. At least she ain't homophobic. So, but, you know, it's just, where was I going with this? I was talking about the Target thing. It's just like, but that being said, like, yes, I did go back, and not to look at there, but I was just passing by again, just going down the way to the TVs or the movies. The movie section of Target is getting extremely small, if you've noticed, and that really irks me, because Target usually has, like, they had a bunch of great movies, great deals, and that section has just shrunk to like little kiosks and not full aisles. And I was like, man, I was able to find some real gems here. But I know physical media like demand is like dying and everything like that. Ugh. I was there for groceries, and I just went down that way because it's like the self-checkout lines on this side are bad. I'll just go to the other ones. And I was just like, oh, they took it down? The Pride stuff down? While I was waiting in line, I was like, oh, they took the Pride stuff down? It's not even July yet. What? And then I saw on Twitter later, it's just like, oh, okay. So bullshit went down. Of course, this fucking country. But it's just like, am I upset? Well, I'm upset that people had a problem with it, but it's just like, do we... That thing... As a queer person myself, I'm trying not to sound homophobic. It's just like, stuff like that matters, but it also doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, like, as I said, like, I looked through there for 2 seconds. I was like, yeah, there's nothing really here I want. Nothing. I think, like, I got some pins at home. I got some flags in my room. Like, one big pride flag. But that's it. You are talking to someone. It's like what every trans person is saying right now. Just leave us alone. We're not doing any harm. Just let us be. But yeah, with this like pride stuff, like that pride section and everything, it's just like not my style. Honestly, the closest thing I have to LGBT stuff, formal wear wise, is not formal wear, but just clothes in general, are Owl House shirts. But as I say, it's not a gay show. It's just a show that happens to have gay characters. But anyway, blah 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 blah. You know, sick of talking about that. I just wanted to point that out, where it's just like, these people who are getting uppity at Target, stop it. You're not heroes. But I say it's just like, to those on the liberal side, like, oh, we support the LGBT community. It's just like, you don't have to wear that shirt. You know, you just going out and vote, I guess, for like the right person really matters. You know what I mean? That's the real thing that matters. Like, it's not like it's like, oh, I have a trans shirt, I'm an ally. It's like, oh, yeah, let's be friends. I don't know you. It's nice that you're a supporter, but it's like when someone just tells me what my pronouns are, really. But it's just like, I one of the pins I got says, like, ask me about my pronouns. I was like, nope. I dress feminine enough for people. I don't have to deal with that problem that much, you know. I'm more tomboyish. I don't go out there and, like, speaking of Target, oh my gosh. I went to Target and I was like, just gonna get some snacks and everything like that. And there was a trans woman there, like, drag queen trans, like, like, she was tall, big fur coat and like bob haircut with the bangs and everything like that, like good amount of makeup. And it's just like, here I am in just jeans, a t-shirt, and a little bit of eyeliner and painted nails, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just kind of like a tomboy, you know what I mean? Like, people just need to stop. People just need to, like, stop getting upset about stuff like this. It's just like, if you see it, just ignore it and pass. You know what I mean? They're wanting you to buy this stuff. Don't buy it. But if you do want that shirt and say, oh, I want to show them support, hey, if you think that's the best way to do it, you do you. But even, as I said, as a queer person like me, none of this really works for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not interested in wearing this. I much rather wear, but that's the thing, Target does have a lot of cool clothes. Like, I've bought some Pink Floyd, I got a Dark Side of the Moon shirt there in the women's section. It's like really comfortable, very soft, fits great. You see, that's what I prefer to wear. My Pink Floyd shirt. Also got the wall there too. You see, I'm just saying, like, they got so much cooler shirts than that. Than just like a pride shirt that's all rainbow and just says like, trans and proud, trans people exist. Yes, we know they do. But it's just like, you don't, whatever. Wow, I went on a tirade, didn't I? Not a tirade, but a huge full-fledged rant. I'm just saying people need to just stop. Not just on both sides, both the red side and the blue side. Can we please just stop? Can we just be respectful and everything like that? Man. Side note, Clone High is back and I'm liking it so far. I am. It feels different. And the big thing is, I miss Gandhi. Yeah, I was looking into it. His character was apparently one of the reasons why it got canceled. There were some people who, like, followed Gandhi, and they were saying, like, oh, we find this offensive. We're gonna do a hunger strike and boycott your show. And we could die of starvation if you keep this show up. And apparently the ratings weren't that good. I think that was the bigger thing. But I was like saying, like, before the show came out, I was like, please let them just mention him. You know what I mean? Don't just put him completely under the rug. We get it. He can't be in the show. But could you please just, like, acknowledge him? And they do in the first episode in a very funny way. I usually talk to my friend Gandhi, but I think he's ignoring me. Then it shows him just still frozen. I was like, there he is. And at the beginning, it's like, Gandhi, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell Joan how I feel. And then it turns out it's just a fire hydrant with a rotisserie chicken on top of it. And I was just, even just that. They could have just done that at the beginning, where it's like they do acknowledge him. But yeah, I hate it when they just sweep under the rug. Pretend like that never happened. Like what Disney does with like their old racist stuff. Oh, that never happened. That never happened. Please ignore that. No, they bring up Gandhi. And that's what I'm happy about. But I love the new characters like Frida and Harriet Tubman. Confucius is a very sweet character. And it seems like, yeah, like him and JFK are becoming real. That was a very sweet episode where he came to JFK's rescue when he was on an online argument with, turns out to be Christopher Columbus. So yeah, because it's like 20 years. And I was like going to say, like, is this show going to take place in 2003? Or is it going to like really do a jump start? I know apparently they released the, what do you call it? Like that musical number that Scudworth did about like catching everyone up in Clockwork Orange style. That being said, I've been meaning to rewatch my Stanley Kubrick movies. I got them all. Well, all the films he not just directed, but he was a writer on too. I don't have Spartacus, I don't have Lolita, and I know Lolita's incredibly uncomfortable, you know, of a subject, but I mean, like, it's Stanley Kubrick. It has to be good. I mean, like, it's like Schindler's List. It's the Holocaust, which is a dark, horrible, and probably the worst event in human history, but I mean, it has to be somewhat good. Not that it's Spielberg, because I mean, Spielberg has made some crap. Lost World, I was not crazy about Ready Player One. Oh, he did something else that I was just like, dude, that sucked. Can't remember. Trying to think of recent Spielberg movies. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yeah, I know, Jasper. I know I've been going on for over an hour now. Thanks. At least I'm doing something, man. Damn. I'm back. Anywho, what was I talking about? Clone High? Clone High? Yes, Clone High. You know, this another thing about it is just, it's been 20 years since the show's been gone, since it was canceled. I love Clone High. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. Funny enough, I watched Lincoln. Then I watched Clone High, and it was the Lincoln. It was Abe trying to be like a peacemaker between everyone. JFK was fighting with Gandhi. Joan was fighting with Cleo. Scudworth was fighting with Mr. B. And it's funny, he goes to like this water ride and sees this animatronic Lincoln, and there's like this skull like crossbows with like what is it, like a Union hat, like saying the like that also being said on my Twitter bio. In that episode, I had a Twitter bio for a good while now, because I said this like just out loud, and I thought it was very funny. It was like, I put my bra on one leg at a time. I thought that was funny and silly. Then I rewatched that episode. I was like, oh no, I got it from this. I knew I wasn't that clever. I knew I wasn't that original. Damn it. But, so, any whoozy whatsies. I've been saying that a lot. Gosh darn it. Glob stank it. But, yeah, I was just like, oh, well, at least I acknowledge. I don't just say, like, oh, I thought of that. No, most likely it came from that. It was deep in my subconscious. It's like, oh, that's where I got it from. But anyway, the new Clone High is really good. I think her name's Tara Billinger, who does a lot of the Mickey Mouse, Paul Rudish cartoons, which are great. I'm sure we've all seen these new Mickey Mouse cartoons. And every time Tara Billinger is, like, part of the crew in the credits, I was like, that explains a lot, because that was a fantastic episode. I love it. Love it. I'm really excited to see more. I think it says June 1st is when more episodes will come out. Obviously it's going to be a weekly thing. That being said about HBO Max, damn, like, why do they have to change to a completely different app? Like, they could have just taken out HBO. What is the real difference in the HBO Max? And I've seen, like every streaming service just have when they have a new layout, they just update it. Why do they have to just, like, do a completely new app that you got to download? Like, I download my iPad, my phone. Well, for those two, it just did it automatically. It sends, like, oh, you already got the HBO Max account app and you signed in there, so there you go. You got it right here. It's like, we'll just sign you in right away. For my TV, yeah, I had to sign in again. But it's just like, it's so weird. I think Man Caring Things did a video on that recently, just a quick sketch and everything, and I need to watch that. Hold on. HBO right now. Well, I love that guy. He's really cute. It's true. Like, I love a guy who can make me laugh. Anyway, yeah, I have noticed that TLC's on there. Yeah, thanks. I'm not gonna watch anything on there. The Learning Channel. That's what TLC is called. And you know what I've learned? That they'll put anything on TV. I had stepsisters when I was about 16, 17. My dad married someone new, and she had 3 daughters. And they just had on Toddlers and Tiaras. I was like, what is this? And they were like, Toddlers and Tiaras. It's crazy. And I was like, I like crazy shows. And I was just watching it with them. And for that, what was it, like an hour? I was like angry and sick to my stomach. So by the end, I was like, y'all watch this crap? Ugh. I told them that. This is like a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old. Like, you guys watch this crap? This is horrible. This is terrible. Anyway. But they're divorced now, and I don't know what happened with them. Hopefully those kids are doing okay. Anyway. Yeah, I don't understand why they had to do a whole new app. Please check out Clone High. Well, the original show's on there. If you've never seen the original show, do yourself a favor and check that out. It's one of the most underrated shows on television. Every episode is just top-notch comedy. It's from the same guys who did like the 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, the Lego Movie, Mitchell's versus the Machines. Because I remember, like, they also did Last Man on Earth, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember they did a tweet. So I'm a big fan of the work. They did a tweet, like, saying, like, we predicted a crazy businessman coming to power, a virus spreading and killing a bunch of people, and our new movie is about robots taking over. You've been warned. I was just like, wow, that's eerie. It's true, they kind of predicted Trump, COVID, and now, and they could predict, like, and I mean, AI is really taking over. We're doomed, aren't we? Jasper, are we doomed?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm surprised we made it this far. Wow, I've been talking a lot. But I've been gone 2 weeks. There's a lot to talk about. Yep. That's it. There we go. The longest episode yet. I know it's only been 3 episodes, but oh my gosh. What are we doing? Huh? What are we doing? I think we call it quits here. If you do listen to this, I give you serious props and respect. You deserve a medal. You deserve a trophy. You deserve a cupcake for listening to this rant on just, like, various things. Thank you. Peace out. I'm outie. Bye-bye.